Hey, who would you talk to? What's going on? It's me, Mike Clipper King. Mike L is legit paranormal. Brought to you by legitpodcast.com. It is September 21st, 2023 for the math geeks. I've already solved this one. I can make it into ones. 2 times 4 is 8. 9 minus 8 is 1. And then 2 plus 2 is 4 minus the 3. You get another 1 and we're back to ones. I don't know why, but I do. Joining me, Cyn Shrader Hill, smaller than me, author. How are you,
Hello.
Cyn?
I'm great. How are you?
Well, yeah, I'm good. I'm doing really good. I'm, down in the bar doing a podcast.
Yeah, you look good too.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
I got the blue blockers on, or night vision, or HD. They've been called many things. They're just that same yellow lens. No big deal. Joining us, Sarah Parah. Normal. How are you, Sarah?
I'm good. It's fall here in Florida. It's getting kind of chilly already, so I'm feeling like I can get pumpkins tomorrow, and they won't shrivel up.
Does she know what state we live in?
I'm
trying to ask the producer off the screen if you know that we're up in New England, and you're from Florida, and you're telling us that it's October in Florida.
I said it's fall. It's turning fallish in Florida. So the weather you've been experiencing for possibly several weeks now, we are finally getting a little bit of a taste of it.
Oh, you Floridians, right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's nice.
Yeah, nice. Guys, we are now about to bring on our guest. And funny enough thing, you know him, you know the guest. You know.
What?
No, I'm 100 that you both know the guest. 100%, right?
I don't know who it could be.
Well, he goes by many names. That's the tough part about nailing this person down. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta figure out where he is. You know what I mean? He could be anywhere. He's of a magical family. He really is. He's of a magical family. I'm telling you this. There's just something about. I know his brother. I know him. There's something about the two of them that they're not like each other at all. But you would pick them both out of a room. Like, in other words, they would stand out enough in their own ways where you'd go, "Are those two brothers?" But has nothing to do with how they look or act, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you who it is.
No.
I'm gonna tell you. All right.
Okay.
It's Block Island Rick Lysick.
What?
Right? Yeah. No, it's really him. I actually got him for the show. Look, check it out. There he is.
Rick.
What's up, Rick?
What up, guys? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm good, Sarah. I'm happy that the fall weather is greeting you down in Florida.
Yeah.
The boats haven't ran here in 3 days because it's been blowing so hard. So the people who got here on Friday are still stuck here. They probably won't be able to leave until maybe Tuesday afternoon. So
you can get stuck there.
Oh, it's the best. It's called a shore day.
It's the best.
It is. You know, in bartending, you know, these people come in, they get stuck, and they're like, "No, I have to work tomorrow. I have stuff to do tomorrow. I have a big meeting tomorrow." And the way I explain it to them is, it's sort of like the 7 stages of grief. The quicker you get to acceptance and start to have a good time and enjoy that you're stuck out here, the better it is for everyone involved. So,
That's being stuck on an island.
Oh yeah, the best place to be stuck.
Cold island.
So listen. It's not all gumballs and candy canes here, because I've been on that boat first thing in the morning, in the cold, and I've seen the people's faces that are waiting in line, and no one's happy. No one's happy at all. And the people that used to be happy on the boat, they're not happy either. No one's happy. You can't be happy when it's really cold on that friggin' ferry, and the wind just you can't stop the wind. I don't care where you sit. You know what I mean? Like you go from not wanting to sit where everybody is because you don't want to be on top of each other, like you're smuggling bananas from one place to another with spiders in them. I don't know why I picked spiders all the time.
Why did spidery bananas?
But my point is,
to-
it's like in the summertime, it's so hot, so hot, so hot, so hot. You know what I mean? It reminds me of Eddie Murphy, Golden Child, when the woman keeps giving him the food. Anyways, when it's cold though, it's freezing. It is, dude. The very cold wind, right? Especially if you're miserable. Cyn, make sure we jot that down, especially if you're miserable. Because I was in a miserable state, and I was just walking. I almost was going to give up at one point. I'm being serious. So I made like a 2-mile walk into like 4 miles, and I still can't figure out how, but I just kept walking, right? And then when I got there, I was just frozen, and I didn't want to talk to a soul. You know what I mean? And I had that new father with his kid running around, and I just wanted to trip the kid. I'm not joking. I wanted to trip the kid. I wanted to trip the kid, give him a little elbow, and the dad wasn't looking because the kid wouldn't shut up. It's like it's Cyn writing all this down, and she's doing exercises. Oh,
I'm getting it. I got it.
Right.
I mean, she's shocked that you could ever be in this type of mood because you're always such a cheerfully bubbly person all the time.
Mike, actually, you fit in. It's called being a tad bit salty.
Yeah,
that's the thing, though, Sarah. It's not true. See what you believe. That's a lot of people think that. They go, Mike, he's a happy guy. He's cheery. He's, first thing I think of Mike, I see him, I'm gonna hug him. Like people think that, right? That's what they think.
No, they don't.
So approachable. So approachable. He's got that hug me face, approach me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike,
Sure.
It's actually a
buy
much
it.
cultivated. I don't want people to walk up to me in a store and ask me any question. They don't.
Yeah.
I get to go right through and get my stuff.
It was that happy, cuddly Mike that got up at 7 o'clock in the morning and just walked out the front door and decided he was going to walk those couple of miles to the ferry.
Yeah.
No, I know that. I don't blame anybody but myself. I know who I am and what happened.
He was whistling zippity doo dah the whole way, right?
I don't have to explain myself. I was like, I knew it was going to get bad, and I didn't want it to get bad around these people, these nice people in this house. I didn't want to be at all in a bad way around these people. And
you wanted them to get to know you before they realized that you could be a prick, is what you're saying, right?
No, I just that would have been my ultimate Mr. Hyde of the morning, because the stomach acid pill that I take, I forgot. The other stomach pill I take, I forgot. There was one other medication that I take that actually is like a blood thing where I'm not supposed to like go walking. Like, you know what I mean? Anyway,
Yeah.
all that, I'm old. Let's get over that. I'm very old. Look at my face. So I'm trying to say to you is that I was without my medication, and I didn't want to be around the youngins and just be a prick because I can't control how bad I feel. So I'm like, you know what? I'll take this on the chin. I'll walk to the ferry. But my sense of direction was off, and it just been up too long. And like literally, like there was one point I'm like, I don't know what side of the island I'm on. I couldn't tell you right now.
That's the beautiful thing. If you just stick to the perimeter, you will get around the island eventually.
I went down the middle. I went down the damn middle. Then I went right. Then I went right. Maybe I went left. Dude, it was awful. Now that I've been there again since. I say to myself, I'm an idiot because I must have walked by that twice, which I probably did. But I was an idiot that was just in his own head. I'm an idiot. Period. What do you want from me? Let's move on. So, Rick, I want to ask you about the mystery room. What do you call it exactly?
The escape room. Escape Block Island.
All right. Now,
Which Mike couldn't do.
Opening an escape room must be a pain in the arse. Like, it must be just difficult as all heck, because you got to come up with your own thing. You got to have your own clues. The whole thing's got to be built from the ground up. The whole room's got to be designed so there's peculiar things that happen at peculiar times. Saying that's two peculiars. What do you think, Rick? Like, how difficult was it? with this?
It was challenging, but it was fun. It was challenging getting it all together. And Holly, this was her baby for sure. But the really fun part was when we were first putting it together, was watching the first few people to come in. Just because you gotta tweak it because those people don't think like we think. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks differently, and you imagine it's going to flow a certain way until somebody does something that you wouldn't do. So there was a lot of tweaking and a lot of going back, figuring it out. But yeah, it's pretty cool now.
Now,
Sure.
is that a case of there's always somebody smarter than the person coming up with the riddle, or is that just a case of different area type people come in? They have different.
There are some smart people, but then there is definitely the other end of the spectrum. We'll call it on there. Like now, when we let people in, some of the guidelines are is guys don't take apart the modern day air conditioner.
Yeah.
Don't eat or drink anything in the room. And if you have
Really?
to break it, it's probably not a clue.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, all right, wait a minute. So now we're saying that he's basically saying that the downside of a mystery room would be that people break stuff because they think that they're going to find a super clue, and that you're going to replace maybe a glass vase every other Sunday.
Every hour and a half. Yeah.
Like, and then on top of that, who the heck just goes in and drinks something that's in a mystery room? Well, I mean, I know who does.
You would think it would be pretty rare, but it's part of our spiel in the beginning nowadays.
Yeah, because you got to let idiots in too, right?
Wow.
Idiots have to come in; they have to, and then they do stuff like that, and it makes it not
They're
so
everywhere.
mysterious. All right, but let me ask you this then: what did you get anything from the whole the psychology of it, breaking it down and figuring out how to trick people and what works and what doesn't work, and the tweaking, and then thinking like maybe we could take this and flip it to a different type of story.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. We're going to change it every year for sure.
But in general, like that was the first time you guys did that, right?
Yeah,
Came together and built a room that had that much. That's a lot of detail, dude. And working with other people, that's a hard thing to pull off. Cyn, when you agree that's gonna be hard with people, like
Yes, and all the detail it took to do the puzzles and clues and all of that stuff.
and the flow. And I'll tell you, I know you guys know Holly. I don't think you've met Holly. Cyn, have you met Holly yet?
Just on here, that's all.
Gotcha. It was her baby. It really was. And she's brilliant. So, I mean, she did all of it, besides us tweaking it,
Sarah, it's just like to me, that's like a classic resume thing. Like, did a mystery room. Like, I can't believe that it's easy. What do you think?
No, it can't be because, like he mentioned, you have to try and put yourself in other people's heads, both the very smart and the very unsmart. So, yeah, that can't be easy to think of, clues and answers to clues. And I couldn't do it. But
Right?
Holly,
Doesn't it stress you out? Didn't you get stressed out just then a little bit?
I did, just thinking about it. I was like, yes, that doesn't sound like my cup of tea. But, Holly's a good egg.
Yeah, and the next iteration of this it's gonna blow this one away too, because we already have things in the works, things that we were trying to get done for this year that we couldn't technically do, that will get done this winter. So next year when we do flip it to the next room, it's gonna be off the charts for sure.
Wow.
So,
yeah, fun.
So this is going to be one of those looks negative at first, becomes a positive outcome type situations. So the room will become potentially, 2 rooms. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the expansion of it.
Yeah.
Are you going to have more than one?
Well, it depends on the spot we're going to be in next year. I think we have a spot lined up for the escape room. But eventually, yeah, we'll have a couple rooms.
It's great. I just realized that Rick's the guest, so I'm going to ask him questions. Like this is going to be fun because I'm going to stick with that. Like why not? Why not? Would you not have 2 if you know how to do it? Once you know how to do 1, right? That's the difficulty of it.
Yeah.
Just come up with a beta to that alpha. Sarah, would you like to ask the first question?
I would. I would actually like to. So we're going to be doing a live stream on October 28th, I'm sorry, very close to Halloween, from Block Island at a haunted location. Rick, can you give us a little bit of an idea of the locations that we'll be investigating?
Well, we have a few to choose from. We have a residence that had a few deaths in it, and
Okay.
it's a classic haunted house.
Why did you say deaths like that?
And then laughed.
And then
Uh,
laughed. You need to go back and explain that.
Yeah.
Deaths. You know.
Okay, we'll save that for the live stream on the 28th.
Okay.
It's a classic, haunted house, very active. Lots of vision of
That's
people walking,
that's
footsteps, moving of furniture, even
that's
some. Yeah, so there's some stuff going on in there.
that's
What?
What?
that's deaths. DEATS. That's
Deaths.
that's.
Deaths.
I don't. Whatever.
You having a seizure? What is going on over there, top left corner?
I don't know.
I was
There's
trying
a
to get you to explain that
Tourette's.
for me. Deaths. There was deaths. What do you mean? What do you mean deaths?
We're not.
Plural.
Listen. There's still some historical research I want to get right before I start running my mouth on that.
That's fine. I'm just saying, what kind of numbers are we talking? That is a very easy to.
Well, the house was built in 1700s.
Oh, okay. So probably quite.
So
We're
yeah,
not talking
probably
two
quite.
deaths. We're talking maybe 10.
Probably, yeah. Throughout the years, I mean, that's people usually die at home, but I know there's one of a grislier one. We're trying to get confirmation on it. A murder.
Okay.
And right now, I have to go off island to Newport. See, a lot of the stuff on Block Island. A lot of people don't know that Block Island was part of Newport County back in the day. It's part of Washington County nowadays. So all the historical records that you try to find for these places, they're like hidden in the old Newport, in old Newport, Rhode Island. So it's tough to get the real story on a lot of stuff unless you physically go there, which I'll be spending a lot of time doing soon. So
Isn't
So we
Block
have-
Island in a weird way like I don't want to. It's like the nephew of Newport. Like it's like what's up, nephew? You know what I mean? Like, right? It's that's what it's kind of built to be like, right?
I don't nephew or I don't know, redheaded stepchild
I was
maybe.
gonna say.
We're only like 12 miles away, and they have all the mansions. You know what I mean? They have the Astor mansions, and the Kennedys got married there.
Everything Newport, yeah.
And we have some people who might have taken out some ships and some shady history. Which is probably why I'm here and not in Newport.
You know, so because I don't know if this would I probably wouldn't, but I was detained in Newport in my 20s. Was drunk, and I was urinating in the back alley. I wish I was joking. But what saved me was that the police officer just started to grab my arm without saying anything. So my reaction
Oh no.
was, I'm in an alley. This guy is grabbing my arm while I'm doing this.
Oh
This
no.
can't be good. So I shoved him, and it got weird for a while. And I just kept sticking to this one explanation. I'm like, I was in the dark peeing, and you got me on that. Like, I'll commit, but you grabbed my arm in the dark before you said anything. And he went, first he was saying, no, I didn't. He said two different things, and someone caught him in it, and he was like, yeah, I didn't say anything. I grabbed him by the arm, and the main guy there was like, what did you expect him to do if you grab him by the arm while he's taking out? You know what I mean? Like, he was on my side, so I got to go home. But I know that they had to write that one up. They had to write a report on that. So hopefully maybe that'll pop up in the future.
Yep.
Yeah. That's one.
Cyn, did you think that he peed on him? Because that's what I
I
thought.
did. I thought
But
that
you turned around. Yeah, I was gonna just be like, whoosh. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
No,
You don't want to pee on them.
No.
Well,
yeah.
if someone grabbed, well, I don't have a part that pees externally, shocker. But if I did, I would think you have to hold it, right? So if someone grabs me and I turn around, Never mind.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Is
There's like
that what-
4 or 5 ways I can answer that question. 4 of them are not at all in the non-vulgar area. So it's like, how do
Okay.
you answer something like that? Yeah, yeah, that's how a guy thing would work. You wanna have some sort of control. You're not gonna I mean, you can go fishing, but there's the water, it's cold. You gotta deal with different things, different problems, different issues. Rick, help me with this.
Historical Newport is.
I'm trying to clean it up, so I'm just getting back to you, Rick.
Thanks,
Now,
Josh.
Newport is the place where it all, like, dude, there's so much evil and good that came
Evil.
from No, I'm being serious. Old school Newport is like,
Oh yeah,
Jesus.
no, it was
All
a
the way back.
hub, between pirates, slave trade. It was a major hub back in the day. The good, the bad, and the ugly of it all came through Newport.
This would be where the Civil War info would usually be provided, because that's what Newport basically was. It was just they had a lot of Newport is first of all, the mansions themselves are architectural beauties. Like, some of the mansions are just boring as all crap. Because like when they take you to go see the mansions for like an elementary school day trip, that's hell. That's hell on earth. You couldn't take me to a worse place. I got to walk around and look at mansions as a
I would
kid.
have loved that.
I don't care about that. As a kid, I wanted to go run around the mansions, like knock a window down, go play ball outside. I don't want to look at mansions as a kid. I had no appreciation for mansions. Anyways, some of them though are beautiful. Like, just they're so like that old school American, like American type statues. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, from wherever you go back to, like American like photos. How about that? And things that you're always meant to remember. The way that
Yes.
they're built are like, wow. Like, it looks like that could be in a movie. That thing is so, like, the way it's just unbelievable. Rick, so you read it as stepchild. I got in trouble for just making fun of a ginger once by my kids. They said I couldn't do that. I said I can't call him. I can't call him a ginger because he's got red hair. Really? Can't make fun of his hair? No. They're like, no. I'm like, what happened? Like, if someone's bald, can you make fun of their head? He's like, well, yeah. How does that make sense? Anyways, so Cyn, did you have a question before I ramble again? Because I'm about to.
I'm about to change the subject completely, so you better go on to somebody
Oh,
else.
please go right ahead. I'll roll with you.
I just watched 2 weekends ago, not this one, weekend last, a movie that was an hour and 37 minutes called Block Island Sound.
I was gonna watch that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is it good? Was it
When did it
bad?
come out?
It was weird.
A few years back, yeah.
It was in 2020. It was 2020.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
I watched all of it. It was weird, and of course there was a little bit of cheese, mixed in, but
Yeah.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
So-
they filmed a little bit out of that out here.
That's what I was going to ask.
Just very, very minimal out here. I think the opening scenes where they showed the ferry in the parking lot, and then the rest, I don't know where they got it from.
Is this like a sex tape? What's going on with this? What are we talking about? What do you mean?
No, Block Island Sound.
A
It's
sex tape?
it's
Where?
like
Yeah. Like,
You
I
I've
don't know
never
if
heard
it's a
of it.
horror movie or what it was, psychological.
It was
I haven't
about-
watched. Yeah,
Oh, you
go ahead.
haven't? It's
I
about
know I
you.
haven't. I saw it when it first came out, and I was just like, "That's the one where they're on the boat and they're doing all the drugs and everything gets really weird."
Where
Well-
did you get that from, Mike? I'm sorry. I need to understand.
Mike,
Why did
Wait a
you
minute.
think
Time
it
out.
was a
Time out.
sex tape?
I saw the movie. They weren't on the boat doing drugs. That was part 2.
They were having sex on the boat? What are you
Doing
talking
drugs.
about?
I don't remember that part.
No, the Rick movie. When he's talking about the one that's on YouTube.
Rick
It was
movie.
the second day that there was the boat.
I think that's a
drugs.
different movie.
Yeah.
So
have you guys been
I
going
don't-
into my phone again?
I don't know what you speak. I know the truth. So what I mean is on that. So I don't know what I mean. I'm trying to say is I never heard of this movie, and it's confusing to me that this movie exists. And now I'm wondering: is it a documentary? Is it a real
No.
movie? Is it what is it?
No.
Then? What are we
No,
talking
a
about?
it was like a
horror movie.
low budget. Is it horror?
Psychological thriller.
Yeah,
I think.
with some weird stuff that happens.
Yeah.
The star in it was the guy. Did you see the? I think it was called 13 Cameras, where
Yeah.
it's a really psycho, like homeowner had all the hidden cameras in the house. That was a great
That was
movie.
Yeah. That
Um,
guy's creepy.
yeah, he is creepy.
He's super
13
creepy.
cameras.
I think it's called that.
I've not seen that one.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
I love
I
horror
must-
movies, so I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly on those.
Yeah.
The sound movie though had aliens involved.
Yeah, Sarah.
Yeah, I love alien movies.
It's
I think it's great.
Hey,
kind of weird.
before we Siskel and Ebert ourselves to death, let me ask
Yeah,
Rick.
wrong show, right?
Let me ask Rick this. So Rick,
Mhm.
what's happened to you on Block Island that you could point to why you wish to pursue the paranormal field and not just get away from it? Like, what is
Manchester, England.
attached to it?
Well, my
Ooh.
story's always been the same. When we started to write the tours, it was completely just going to be a dark history tour of the island. And as we were doing it, the more people that was talking about that there was a possible ghost tour, not a single person on this island doesn't have a story about something paranormal. And it's, how can you not want to be part of that and check it out and learn what you can, So that's,
what I'm saying is if you've had experiences that makes you decide, hey, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to see where it leads, or, oh, I didn't like that. I'm not going to do that anymore. So with this whole thing on Block Island, you had to at some point have enough happen to you to shake your what you believe in enough to go, hey, all right, well now let's just figure this out.
Absolutely. I mean, I've had enough happen where I've gone from just I want to do a history tour to what the hell is going on here. Let's find out some more, and I want to see everything I can,
See, that's what I would think, especially about being on an island, living on an island, right? You get to know everybody, you get to know all the places, you get to figure out what's bullshit, what's not, right? Well, some people figure it out, some people don't the whole time they're there.
I'll tell you, it's happened to me, and I say it all the time, is even the old, big bearded, salty guys out here who, gruff dudes who are like, Rick, I don't believe in any of that crap. But this one time, everyone is like that. It's so awesome.
I wish you know what? I can actually verify the fact that is true. Everyone I think that I met, especially in the winter months, would come up. They would figure out how they knew me, and if they didn't know me at all, they would go talk about the paranormal immediately. Because some of his friends I ended up knowing, it'd take us 15 minutes to figure out who knew who. How.
Yeah, welcome to Rhode Island.
But the other ones, Islanders, I didn't know these guys, and then guys would dive and find the things you put on necklaces and stuff like that, the stones, the gems, whatever they're called, whatever. He was all beat up and whatever. And he asked me about it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not. I don't believe in everything." And he goes, "Nah, me neither." He goes, "But one time," and I went, "Geez." In my head, I went, "Jesus Christ, that's exactly what Rick said." And here he goes. And no offense to the people that come up with the one times, right? I don't mind listening to the story. It's just that that in my head, I'm laughing to myself every time I hear someone go, "But one time." If they phrase it like that, but one time, right? Now, Sarah, there you go. There's a show. We get a bunch of people. They talk about their first reactions ever to having something happen.
But one time.
That's a good time. But if someone says to me, this one time, the immediate next thought in my head is at band camp.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know what it is though? I try to act like an adult when I giggle. So it's more highbrow humor, and I'm like, one time, oh, he said it again. But you know what I mean?
That's one time at band camp.
No, but cryptid people will do that to you. they'll say like, "Yeah, I don't believe in everything, but one time I saw him." It's like,
You're
what do you mean you don't
sorry.
believe in everything, but then one time you saw him, like you identified him, right?
Yeah.
Never mind, never mind. So, Rick, uh, what did you learn about the curiosity for your type of establishment from the locals?
Uh, everyone here is really, really supportive. Except for maybe just the historical society out here. For some reason, they got a hair across their ass about us because they want sunshine and rainbows at all times. And I'm still going to try to work with the historical society. If you're listening, I love you guys. I wish we could be friends. You know, um,
Well,
but
they,
but
they, they,
everyone else, I think it all stems from one person who's just like, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't want to hear anything about it. Block Island has always been sunshine and rainbows.
there you go. All
Uh,
right. So
Except in the winter.
does this person have money in the game, and they need to make sure that they get the funds every year, and they may lose funds if they focus on something that's perceived as negative to um
I don't
an
know.
age group that they have that
I,
comes visits there, that's like from like age 80 and beyond, because there is young people, but then there's a slew of people that are like 80 and above, and you could tell that they've been to Block Island for like fucking decades, centuries. Like you can just tell when they walk around, the way they walk. Like, so you got those people that are probably trying to massage, and like, because you guys don't even have a light, right? There's not a traffic light on the island. Is that correct?
no traffic lights. Yeah.
And that's because
Um.
some guy didn't want it.
Yeah. The direct quote is, I think it's a great idea that you're going to put a traffic light in front of my house, but I hope you have more traffic lights than I have shotgun shells. That was about 25 years ago, and the last time that a traffic light was discussed out here.
Wow.
So,
Awesome.
yeah, it is awesome. Yeah.
So if I'm the historical society, which I would not be, but if I was on Block Island, I would want it to be beaches and fun and sun.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
and happy
Bill Clinton
songs.
here visited here when he was president, and blah
Is the
blah blah.
is this person older than you?
Yes.
All right, so there's a gap in reality, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. And
No, I don't mean to be like gap reality. There is, because like in other words,
yeah,
my son listens to songs that I've never even heard of the people that make this music. So
yeah,
there's a gap between me and him, right? There's got to be a gap between what Rick believes the paranormal is and what this other person believes, and they immediately go, "What? Ghosts, dead people? Why would I want that around my uh, real estate?" You know what I mean? Like in their heads, they're like, "What? What are you crazy?" It's the last thing. They're too old school. It just sounds like
yeah,
you've got
yeah. But
their
Mike, there's the old folks out here who dig it too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The island does draw a lot of open-minded, a lot of artists, a lot of people who are into that kind of stuff as well. I don't know why they think that a real history is detrimental to whatever
Yeah.
they're trying to say. You
just
know,
money. It's just money. Cyn, what do you think? Right? Like they're just trying to make sure it looks good. Like it's like the bad guy in the movie would do that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's like
They
the
want to
sheriff
keep
in
us,
Footloose,
yeah,
trying to
certain
keep us from
thought.
dancing.
Yeah.
Certain.
It might hurt property values. I
Yeah.
mean, if that's what they're thinking,
No, without a doubt, like that's what they're thinking. So
Right.
it's how do you get through to them? And I think you can't until, unfortunately, there's a new person in the office, and that person has different views, and they've seen different TV shows, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, we can do this in a positive way, but still acknowledge certain things, and let's roll with it. It'll just bring us more people." That's
Yeah,
what's gonna
aren't you guys? Yeah, because aren't you guys missing like a huge revenue stream over the winter, which is one of the reasons why we want to come out there and do a live stream, because paranormal tourism is blowing up, and there's all sorts of travel planners and events that are held over weekends on places like Block Island. Like I know they do it on Mackinac Island with Strange Escapes, Amy Bruni's Strange Escapes. I don't know if you've heard of that, Cyn.
Yeah.
Where they just go to the island and they investigate all weekend, and it's a huge moneymaker. Like it just seems like there's some revenue that's missed there somewhere by not embracing it in the off season. at least something, you could do around Halloween, early November,
Yeah,
it's a shame.
and I agree wholeheartedly, and that's the direction we're moving, right?
Right.
And the Chamber of Commerce out here is fantastic. You know what I mean? And I would think they would be in the same boat. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
it's a positive. It's not a negative. I mean, and even if it is a negative fact in history, not talking about it doesn't make it any less. You know, what I mean, any less better.
So,
Yeah.
the commerce is like Paulie from Goodfellas. Paulie doesn't get to speak to anybody. Paulie doesn't go do anything for anybody. He just wants the money. Now you're in business with Paulie. We can't make the fees. F you, pay me. You know what I mean? The history people, they're like the Pesci character. Volatile. They're not. They're looking out for like themselves, and that's how it goes. Paulie just wants to get paid, so they're good as long as you pay them, Rick. As long as you bring people, they're gonna love you. You know what I mean? You're bringing people. But the
I just get the papers.
Yeah, Jimmy 2 times.
Yeah.
You guys have never seen Goodfellas?
No, I mean, I've seen it, but I don't make analogies to it on a regular basis. Like, I'm not.
What'd you do?
Karen, that's all the money we had. I'm
sorry.
Sam, do you relate all matters in your life to Goodfellas?
No, not
I do not.
Goodfellas.
No, not.
No.
What movie is it for you, Cyn? What movie is it for females?
Oh, I don't know.
Mean
Mike,
Girls?
don't say a
I
word.
feel like a lot is Mean Girls. Like, you can't sit with us. Like,
I'm not even answering that. How would I know? No. Why would I answer that question? That's a question.
Do not say a word. Ladies, continue. We'll just listen.
Or Bridesmaids. Bridesmaids is a good movie.
No.
Great movie.
Goodfellas is like a part of this group of movies. Goodfellas, Bronx Tale, Donnie Brasco.
Okay, there's a theme there. Okay.
The Potted.
Cyn.
I've seen Casino.
Yeah, that's a violent one.
I've not seen Goodfellas. I'd rather watch football movies.
Oh,
you ever seen Goodfellas?
Like Rudy?
That was one of my least. I would rather go.
That was so heartfelt.
Placements, things like that.
You can't go Blindside because that guy's complaining now.
I'm out. You know what, Cyn? Now you went too far. You actually just went too far because you just.
Did?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble.
First off, you didn't watch Goodfellas.
I have not seen.
Yeah, you have to fix that, Cyn.
I will watch it this weekend. Hey, I watched Block Island Sound. I will.
It's better than that. Yeah,
I know.
It is.
Listen,
I will.
I'm about to say part 2 was you need to plan your time better. You watch Block Island, whatever it's called, Tunes.
It's very aggressive.
And you know what? No, you got to watch Goodfellas. It's not aggressive. I'm just trying to smarten her up. You got to watch Goodfellas.
Smarten up, Cyn. Watch Goodfellas.
Like Godfather? Will
it's for your own good.
Ooh, Godfather's better. Godfather's better than Goodfellas.
Godfather 2.
Oh, yeah.
I've not seen that one either.
Godfather 2 is so much better than The Godfather.
Yeah, I gotta watch
Godfather's are fantastic, elaborate movies, but Goodfellas is scene by scene the best movie ever made. Every goddamn scene is its own movie that people still remember. It's frame by frame a genius of a film. Let me move on. You said football films. I was with you. I'm like, all right, you know what? She doesn't like, mob films, football films. I love them too.
But
and then she mentions Rudy. You go, I don't really care for Rudy much. And Rudy's like probably my favorite football movie. And I love a ton of football movies. And then you pick The Replacements with Keanu Reeves.
I love Keanu.
Playing on a team that doesn't exist. You've got Any Given Sunday. You've got all.
I
love that one too.
Any Given Sunday is great.
The Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard. Both of them.
Yep.
The remake is fantastic as well as the old one. Yes,
stop.
He got
Listen. Now it's just books. I am not taking your word on movies because look, you didn't watch Goodfellas. You slam Rudy, and then you pick The Replacements.
I'm going to talk about Tombstone now. Then I really like that movie, Tombstone.
All right,
it's a good movie.
I love Tombstone. It's a fantastic movie. I also like the other version of it. I forget what it was called. One had Kurt Russell. One had what's his name? The guy I don't like. He did a movie where he's a post office guy in the water and post-apocalyptic. Kevin
Kevin Costner. Yeah.
Costner, yes, they both did different versions.
Waterworld. Yeah, that was terrible. That movie.
No, I thought they were both good.
Unforgiven, though. If we're talking cowboy movies, Unforgiven might be my favorite.
That's an incredible movie.
All right, so that's a hard movie to get through at first. Like you got to know that it's going to be a good movie because at first it drags you.
Yeah.
No, I'm being serious. You're like, and then all of a sudden it starts to get good, really good, and then it ends fantastic. And you're like, well, I'm glad I watched that movie. But for the first maybe half hour, if you don't have faith in that movie, you might, like nowadays, my attention span, I'm like, click after 30 minutes, but it gets going. Sarah, I'm sorry. Have you ever seen Unforgiven?
Yes, a long time ago.
Did you like
I probably should rewatch it. Yes, I remember liking it, but I don't remember it as well.
Oh, you don't have to. It's a cowboy movie. But
What about the new Exorcist movie that's coming out?
I'm excited about that. Yeah, cowboy movies are not my genre. I like horror movies. Horror movies are my thing. I'm excited. It's time to rewatch all of the Halloween movies in one sitting because it's going to be October. No one.
So no.
No, all I do is watch horror movies in October.
Oh, I watch them to fall asleep. Cyn, do you watch horror movies to fall asleep? I literally watch horror movies to fall asleep. The disc is probably the root of a lot of my problems, by the way. But
I watch them every night.
They relax me.
It goes in.
I do.
I watch them every night.
Shudder and I'm just like, oh, there's a new horror movie. I mean, most of them are terrible. You know what I'm into lately is the Norwegian dubbed horror movies.
No, I don't want to see a dubbed horror movie. I don't want to see a dubbed movie.
They're so weird.
Some of them are good. Yeah,
so weird. Just like the
Koreans
Japanese
too.
ones. Yes.
Yeah,
Did you guys ever see Midsummer?
Oh my God, that movie's freaking weird. Weird.
Yeah.
It's a whole sex cult type weird thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch horror movies, so we should
I
talk
saw
about
one
something
crazy
else.
summer with
Mike
Bob
doesn't-
and Goldwait.
You don't watch
doesn't
horror movies, Mike?
He doesn't watch horror movies.
I have no need. I don't. I have no physical, mental want to sit down and put on a horror movie. And I'll be 100% honest why.
Wow.
Because I'm sitting down. I don't need that. I don't need more stress. I don't want to watch something that's going to be
stress me out.
I mean, I don't go to the Lifetime channel and sit there. You know what I mean? Just zoning out on it. I don't do that. But
I don't want to go to the Lifetime channel.
No, I don't do romantic comedies. I don't do romances. I think horror movies are more realistic than romantic movies, personally.
Oh my God, says a cold black heart. That's a horrible thing to say.
It's true.
You can't say that. No. Horror movies I guess we're saying they don't happen. No, that's not true. Well, I guess they both happen.
So I'm sorry. This happily ever after BS we're feeding women needs to stop.
Yeah.
And they need to just watch horror movies because it's more realistic.
No. Wait.
Yes.
Mike,
yeah.
You want to get together and watch The Notebook, me and you?
I'll do that with you.
All right.
Listen, I watched an entire TikTok about how The Notebook, about how that man manipulated and emotionally abused that woman. There's a whole different spin on that. She has dementia, and he goes there and he reads to her every day like the most horrible parts of her life and reminds her. It's twisted. Horror movie.
You're just going to change the music. You're just going to change the score.
Yep, exactly. She's trapped. She has dementia. And he's like,
trapped inside her head.
About all the shit I did to you your whole life. Horror movie.
Wow.
I did like that movie, though.
The Notebook is a horror movie?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I like all the guys' movies.
Right now, you're the exact opposite of Hallmark.
I am.
Yeah, you're non-Hallmark right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't ask you to write somebody's
roses are red.
Yeah.
Violets are blue. Romance will kill you.
I mean, why can't we have our own greeting card line?
Because no one would buy them. No one would buy them.
Yes, Oh,
Yes,
you
a
don't
lot
think
of
they would
women
buy that?
would. Yeah,
No,
they would.
no,
They
no.
would sell out. They would sell
I
out.
bet you. I bet you.
Rick, we're
I
about to get
know.
overrun.
You are.
We already have been, Mike. The
I
catch
know.
up.
I
Yeah.
am.
Okay,
But
so
I'll
back to Block Island.
now that we've had the movie review chapter of our podcast this evening, I would also like to investigate the Oddfellows building, which I'm sitting in right now. It's got a pretty
Yeah.
cool history. And then we have permission to go into a famously haunted place, the Surf Hotel. So,
Awesome.
yeah,
Why
it's
is it famously haunted?
it's just known as being one of the most haunted hotels on the East Coast. So it's famously haunted.
No, that doesn't. Come on, man. What am I? What am I? The news? You think I would just let that go? That doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
Because
all right.
if it's
Well,
famously haunted, I would know about it, or someone here might know if it's famous. So famously haunted to you might be, but not to me, like us. So we don't know anything about the place. Sarah, do you want anything about the place without looking it
I
up? beforehand?
don't. I don't. I don't want to know too much if I'm gonna do the Gansfeld
No, you
method
don't.
there.
You don't. What I
yeah.
guess what I'm trying to say is, was there one incident? I'm trying to get numbers here. Cyn, are you keeping track of the numbers? Trying to figure out how many
I
incidents.
haven't heard any yet.
Yeah, happened at this location that makes it famous. Like, oh, it was because of this one thing, or oh, it's because there's been multiple things, or you know what I mean?
Right?
So
I've not heard that.
Can I get any info about that, Rick?
it's just known to be a super haunted hotel. I mean, the investigators have come out and done this place before. It's been on a few different shows.
Mhm.
It's just got a reputation as one of the most haunted hotels, definitely in Rhode Island, New England area.
You're almost there. You're almost ready to run for mayor of Block Island. You got it down good, man. That you didn't answer that, but you answered it, but you didn't answer that. That was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Your thoughts on Rick's answer?
Senator, I do not recall.
He didn't answer. Yeah, we're not gonna. He's not telling the stories yet, but maybe he wants to save that for the live stream. So why don't we ask Rick? Like, okay, what tools do you like to do you want to bring? So what are we gonna do on this investigation? What kind of equipment are you bringing, man?
Cyn, did you know that Sarah was an interpreter?
Yeah.
I did not, but it's so good to know. It's
Okay.
really good.
Rhode Island.
Go ahead, continue.
Well, obviously, we're going to set up cameras. We're going to have some recorders. We'll have a spirit box. We'll have the Oculus. We're going to do your method. What was it?
Gansfeld. Yeah, I got to bring the
Gansfeld.
Gansfeld stuff. Okay, so we're gonna have some cat bowls.
Oh, we got cat balls. Hey,
We're gonna have some cat bowls.
how you doing? I put it there for you, Sarah. I wasn't sure if you noticed it. Put it on Lizzie's,
I
Lizzie's
did.
lap.
Yeah. All right. So you
Not
got
my
the
mouth
spirit
this time.
box.
For the
You got a
record,
spirit
I
box.
don't know-
Your Ovilus. What?
what's silly is that I could do something at an investigation that might be silly, but you guys are talking about cat balls. Like in the real world, regular world, you go out and shop and go to like Stop and Shop and just stand there, right? And just start talking about cat balls like that. They're gonna think you're nuts. No offense, just saying it's true. Cat balls. We're
right.
talking about cat toys, and they're called, for the record, cat balls. So that's funny, but it's
Because
weird.
they're balls that cats play with. Yes.
But people saying like, oh, we were looking at going for spirits last night at the old McGillivray house, and oh, he set down about 12 cat balls.
Broke up the cat balls.
I never heard what a cat ball does with ghosts, man. I tell you right now, I'm going. Come on, get my kids. Move this way. Just walk this way. Walk away from those people. Get away from those people. So, like, what else are we gonna bring then? So what else? Well, you guys got these methods that you always do try. I would challenge you both to do a method that you haven't tried.
All right, let's figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Like, I mean, there's lots of methods. Like, first of all, Mike, we got to do this. So the new show, Is It Legit, where we're going to be talking about different types of equipment. I looked because I really want a paranormal music box. Like, it's on my list. I really want one because they're, it's got a laser beam that has to be broken in order for it to go off. And I've also seen other people use it. And it seems like the spirits, a lot of the older ones, like to make the music box play. They are very expensive. They're about $400. So there are things I would like to try that I just cannot afford to try. So things like cat balls are very affordable. Would I just put the cat balls around? No. What I like to do is have someone doing something like the Estes or the Gansfeld method while they're doing like an ITC experiment and put the cat balls around them to sort of see if they go off, so you can see if the spirit is actually coming closer to the person they're communicating with. Or set them up almost like a paranormal tripwire, which I also cannot afford, which Mike is basically used to see if you can see what direction they're moving in. So you would be able to tell how they're set off, what direction they're moving in.
You know what's funny is that you didn't explain all the 3-letter syllables that you use for like technical terms that lost me. But you came back and told me what a triple, how like basically told me how Christmas lights work, how they go, they go down
like a Stranger Things type thing.
I know
yeah.
that, you know what I mean?
Okay,
But
what did I say?
Paranormal stuff, well, the ITC with the CBD, I was trying. I did. Did you hear it at one point? There was a bunch of terminology she threw in quick.
Said,
yeah, I do that.
Gansfield. She said Estes. She said the ITC. She said tripwire.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Tripwire.
So it's just ITC. Anything you do that is trying to communicate with a spirit to get a verbal response from them.
What does it stand for? Do we know?
It's something communication. I don't remember now.
Was that many? Because I've heard of
that.
Phenomena.
Many communication. How can I help you? But that's like me calling T-Mobile. Oh my God! I have to call them again tomorrow at 2. I've spent now 7 hours.
We're going to talk about T-Mobile.
1 week. Wait a minute with T-Mobile, and you know what? They hide behind their pink facade and act like they're so trendy and happy and they're friendly people. They're not. I really would. If T-Mobile was a person, I'd punch it in the face. If it was just one person, you can't do that. It could never be. It's a corporate. So Rick. New methods. What are you looking to try next? Like for you personally?
It's more about the spaces for me than the method. There's just a bunch of spaces that I really want to get into and spend some time doing. I don't mind just a simple recorder. Stop laughing at me. I know exactly what you're going to say, and I don't like it. But it is about the spaces. You know what I'm really looking forward to, Sarah? Is
my presence.
Well, you having your presence, but having that guy up there while we're doing some of this stuff. We'll see how he is when things get a little weird.
Yeah, I am looking forward to that as well.
I think you'll be surprised.
We should ask Cyn. Cyn, what would you like to see us attempt? It's just going to be, so far as I know, me and Rick investigating. Mike's hopefully going to be joining in somehow. If we get a tripod or live streaming.
Somehow come up with the money and come up there somehow. That would be amazing.
Oh my God.
But I digress.
What would you do if you were what would you do if you were
I would also have to be a Gansfield guinea pig.
Yeah. It's interesting. It is interesting. Not everyone's receptive to it. And so if people don't know what that is, it's I'm going to have to get creative with it. So we're going to have actually, you know what, Mike, I might ship some stuff to your house. So actually, no, I'm driving, so I don't have to.
Yeah. What the heck? What are you doing? What do you give me? Like some sort of drug trade or something?
You're driving from Florida up here?
I am. I'm taking a whole road trip. I am taking a fall road trip. I'm going to Savannah, Georgia. I'm going to Sleepy Hollow on the way. I am doing a whole fall road trip on my own. And I think it's really cool.
Up here?
Yeah. Yeah. On my way there. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Stuff to people's houses.
Okay, well, I was just gonna send a red. It's just a ring light that has a red light on it. It's not like drugs or a dildo, Mike. Like it's just a ring light, for crying out loud.
Yeah, no, yeah, no.
What the hell just happened?
I don't know why I would expect it to be those two things. Like I would
send Mike the dildo drugs. That's not me.
I would have picked 2 different examples, but I don't know.
She's keeping those to herself. She's bringing those up.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I would be more concerned about the drugs, just for the record. If you're mailing something for real, that's what I'm more worried about being
Not
emailed. You know?
mailing.
Right.
I'm not sending drugs through the federal postal system. But the Gansfeld requires a red light, okay, and a
I
pair
don't
of
know if I trust
goggles
this
with a
Gansfeld
film.
method anymore.
Okay, it's just to put you into a trance and a white noise generator, and that's all. Noise canceling headphones. Do either of you have those, by the way? Shut
I do.
up, Mike. Do you?
I do.
You okay?
No, I just
How am I getting put in a trance again? What the hell is going on here?
You have goggles
I'm
on
just
with
kidding.
a film. Okay,
I'm
and you
just kidding.
stare at the red light and you listen to the white noise, and you will or will not go into a trance-like state. So not everyone does.
And when are you sending the dildo drugs?
Yeah, that's
That's a new. I don't think that exists. I think that's a new invention. Dildo drugs.
Sorry, Cyn, I don't know why we do this always turns to this when
for
but
the
I
record.
apologize to
Is
you.
it because it's those
These
two?
these
No.
us.
For the record, shame on you both.
I know.
I do believe that they do that's been done already. Drugs
They have dildo drugs.
Yeah, there's definitely drugs that have been put inside one of those and mailed. I guarantee it. That's already
Oh,
been done.
I thought the dildo was the delivery system for the drugs.
Yeah, it is. I'm saying they would
Oh,
stuff
okay.
drugs within the dildo and ship it.
I'm frozen.
No, I mean the dildo, the delivery system to the body.
No, who said that? It didn't even come close to that. It was no one would even have assumed that. No one assumes that. No one assumes here's no one assumes. No one assumed. No one. Not one of us. Did anybody else assume that that was the delivery system? Did anyone think that? No. 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 Nope.
Tell me when I can unfreeze.
I don't know. Okay. Now.
I think there's something wrong with me.
Yeah. No. I'm just,
Us.
it's just
Sorry, you did this.
like the delivery system.
No.
Wow. Ooh, right. All I thought was thank God it's past like 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? That's a little blue in the humor. Whoa, delivery system. Holy.
I think I need help.
It's become one of those moments. It's become one of those moments. Sorry. I was waiting for. I knew you would have one moment where I was able to use that. And I just realized I was about to miss it. I was trying to scroll down and hold on to it so I could just get it in time.
Me specifically.
Okay. I don't want to play this game anymore.
No, one of you guys. Just for I can't watch that enough. I swear to God. It's one of those things. And then one more time on this. I was sent to TikTok where they're in a Home Depot, right?
Mm-hmm.
The woman bumps the guy with her cart. Once, twice. Right? Guy turns angry, runs over, grabs a cart, another cart, it's empty, picks it up, turns around, puts it over his head, starts walking towards the woman, takes at least 2 steps. She never does anything but like, oh, you're not going to throw that at me. I'm a woman. Like, and I'm looking at it. So he grabs it and he just throws it as hard as he can because he flattens her. She goes down Bugs Bunny style, like just like, pong, just out, right? Looks like the soul got knocked out of her. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, pooh. It was like Doctor Strange. Like, it was bad. And I showed it to my daughter and I said, now what's what do you take away from watching this? And my daughter goes, she didn't put her hands up. Thank God. Thank God that's what you saw too. Like, in other words,
get off the X.
If a guy picks up a carriage, ladies, here's some just advice. Guy picks up a carriage, mad at you for any reason. He thinks you bumped his carriage. Maybe you don't even notice that part. But if a guy picks up a carriage, first off.
Carriage?
Yeah, shopping carriage.
Okay.
Shopping cart.
A cart.
Shopping carts. All right. They call carriages originally, but we'll just go with the new term.
All of a sudden, the queen of etiquette over here. Dildo drugs.
Queen of fucking drugs.
Shopping cart. Carriage, Mike.
How dare you say carriage?
Oh.
Shopping cart, my good man. What's the deal?
Jesus.
Governor.
Say that moron from Oregon, sir.
No, you're
Yeah,
setting
no,
me up.
hey,
No, fuck you,
hey,
Mike. No,
hey,
no.
no, you're making fun of mine. Say that moron from Oregon.
That moron from Oregon.
Moron from Oregon. That's what we hear. Just so you know. Rick, I don't know where I am.
No, nobody does. This
I
is this
say
is
this. So we
This is
have
90%
just
of the
crazy.
show has not been paranormal
we
at all.
that's fine. That's fine.
Okay, just
It's
saying.
fine. Well, it's fine because we are now. Social media wise, we have swung. We've taken a little step. We've changed the social media handle, is what I call it, because I like CBs.
Mm-hmm.
But you can call it whatever you want, tag, name, whatever. So, Sarah, we've adopted what now? Legit Podcast, DOTCOM.
Yes.
Spell it out, right?
Yep.
So
legitpodcast.com spelled out completely.
we should literally write underneath the campaign for that, spell it out. Because it's paranormal, because it's, spell a spell. We want them to spell it out. We should put
that's clever.
DOTCOM, and underneath it, spell it out.
That's a clever idea, Mike.
That's the tagline we use for it. So that is the new social media name. And if you're part of the older ones on Instagram or X, that's so stupid. That's so stupid, so silly. And the others, TikTok, whatnot. It's now Legit Podcast, DOTCOM, legitpodcast.com, spelled out for all social media. The website is going to be renovated. I need someone to look at the website that's not me, because I know that. It's just that it's so me that I don't like to look at it. You know what I mean?
No one else does either. That's why someone needs to look at it.
I was about to tell you that in the last 30 days we were up 878 in visits to our site.
Gee, I wonder if that's because you've had like somebody in charge of the social media that's doing a great
So
job.
you just claim it didn't exist, and now you want to take credit. That's how you work. I can't win with you. You're either going to claim that I'm not right because it's not true, but then when I say it is true, you go, yeah, you know why? Because of who?
Hey,
all right.
Cyn, can you get these two under control tonight? I don't know what the hell is going on here.
Them? Who? I got no control. None.
No.
I'm fine. I'm just saying.
It's me. I'm in a feisty form this evening.
I think you both are.
I like the way.
No, Cyn. Look, again.
No.
We're not talking about this after the show. Because of your horrible movie reviews, I'm only upset about that. That's the only thing I'm upset with you about, Cyn. Everything else is fine. I'm perfectly in a good mood.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Hit the wrong buttons.
Oh, she pulled the southern on you.
Thank you,
No
Mike.
Rudy.
You're so sweet.
And tell him, bless your heart. Tell him. Say it. Say
bless my heart.
Bless your heart, Mike.
And Rick, the old Italians would go,
wait a minute. Aren't you half a century old now?
Yeah, they go, Afangul, and they walk away.
Oh, yeah.
Rick, Afangul, and I walk away. That's all the Italians would do. That's what my Afangul.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
She's blessing your heart.
You're blessing your heart?
Yeah, that's not what that means. Trust me. My grandfather went Afangul and walked away and got his coffee. It's Sanka. Awful. So, Rick, we're going to come out there. We're going to investigate a couple of places. Are we going to just give these places a spot on the website so people can look into them more and discover stuff? Or do we want to keep them more to ourselves and tell them the names of these places, after?
I think I already told them.
No. I mean, Sarah, do you understand what I mean? Do we want the website
to do a little write up?
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah, like a little blurb. But we might not get to all of them, but yes.
We shouldn't do the residents. Cyn, write that down, please. We should not.
I want to do the residents. If furniture is moving around and.
No, I meant putting it on the website.
Oh, yeah, no, you don't want to put in. We're not going to put addresses.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good to put someone's house on the website like that. They live there.
No.
Personal. No. Probably. Yeah. So in the bylaws, that's a dumb move. By the way, what I'm doing right now is I'm just talking to keep a sentence going for as long as I can. not even truly believing what I'm saying, but saying just enough to keep it going. And I don't know why, but I'm enjoying it because it's confusing some of you. Rick,
No, this is just how we look at you.
for Halloween, what does Block Island like? I don't want to go to Salem, right? I don't want to go to Salem. I don't want to go. So I'm gonna go someplace else. Cyn. I come to Block Island, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do I do now? What do I do now? If you're not gonna be right there, standing there across the way when I get off the boat. What do I do?
Oh, I'm still around. I'm still around. You can still reach out and well, I'll have the phone on me. Come on out. Let's hang out. I'll take you to some really spooky stuff. I'll teach you some of the island history. Yeah, we might even have a cocktail too.
I'm glad you said that because I was getting the impression that it wasn't open, but I wanted to hear you say that because I was thinking that they must be used to you standing there, right?
Oh no, we're here. We're here. Bigger and better than before.
You're always there. You're always
Always
there for us, Rick. You're always there.
It's always there.
Um,
Never leaves.
Cyn, what would you like to say to wrap it up? Your books, and you're gonna help with the Amazon page, correct? Where we can put up books and stuff from us and from people that have been on the shows in the past.
Yes, I am. I am involved with that. Yes, I'm doing that. My books are
And
on
she's-
Amazon, and others will be too when we get that list going. Rick, so good to be on here with you once again. It's been too long.
Absolutely. Cyn, I love hanging out with you. Every time we've done it, it's been so much fun. You know, I talk to these two a lot more than I get to see you. And it's always a pleasure. Come to Block Island. Make it happen on the 28th if you can.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. And if not, we're always here, like I said. So whenever we can, we'll get it together.
Yeah.
Get it together. Sarah, what would you like to say to wrap it up?
Cyn, if you can't make it this year, hopefully our live stream on October 28th this year before Halloween is going to be a first step in what will be a big Halloween event next year that will include public investigations, a costume party that Rick doesn't want to have, but we are definitely having, and lots of other good stuff. Thank you, Rick, for coming on. I cannot wait to come to Block Island in the winter when it's spooky and we're going to find some ghosts.
I can't wait to do the live stream, and I'll tell you why. Because for fans of the show, I think they're expecting me to go there and be. Now I have to be just quiet and film, and that is impossible.
No one expects you to do that.
That's the problem. Is that I'm like a tea kettle in that sense. Like I wouldn't if I held it in for too many hours, it would just be I would just end up being like plow, plow, every place I went.
Mike's a little tea.
Teapot short and stout.
Here's my hand, girl, here. Get me or pour me out. Anyway, I had kids. I mean, they were kids once. Now they're people that that don't put gas in the. Never mind. Yeah, no, I look forward to it. When the stream goes live, the best part about the stream is that it's live. So I'm looking forward to the whole trip. I don't worry, guys. I don't have any like confetti pop out, old Rip Taylor. Was it Rip Torn? Rip Taylor type jokes. I'm good. Not that you know who that is. That's hilarious that you don't. The guy that used to come out, he had a really bad wig and he just make confetti fly everywhere. And he was very flamboyant. He was always on Johnny Carson.
The guy who smashed watermelons?
That's Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Oh, okay.
And not his brother Gallagher too, but him, Gallagher. Because there's Gallagher too, who looks
Gallagher.
the same act. And it never mind. So legit podcast, DOTCOM.com. Spell it out to get there. It'll be handled by more than one person, which is a good thing because for those of you that have been ever tried to contact like myself, it's not my fault. Good luck. Like I can't help it. I get overwhelmed by emails. Like I'll take somebody coming to my door with a lead pipe. Oh, do I have a garage story for you guys sometime? I went to a garage. I have to go back to it again that I can't believe I even walked into. That I thought I was going to get set up when I went there. And all of a sudden, I'm parallel parked. I had to squeeze into a spot. As I walk into the garage, a white car comes up, parks parallel to my car about a foot from my door, shuts the car off, gets out, and disappears. My car is now boxed in, and I turn, and I think, this is going to be as bad as I thought it was. Like, for real. Like, and the worst part is, like, my mind was really escalating this because I'm like, this is exactly what I thought. If this happens, this is going to go bad. And luckily, it was just neighborhood people, and they just, I guess they do that. All right, I got to go to my house. I'm just going to stop in the middle of the road and shut it down and go upstairs and go in the house to get something. Because I live here. In the middle. Cyn, your books we talked about. Rick, we talked about you. Sarah, did you want to mention anything else that I forgotten?
Have forgotten? Will forget? Yeah, I would like to offer people, since we're talking about going to legitpodcast.com, spell it out. If there's something you want to see on the show, if there's a guest you want to recommend, if there's a product you want to recommend, if there's something you want explained, message us. We'll include it in the show. We'll let you know when it's going to be on so that we can encourage more content that people really want to see. So I would like to see some messages from viewers.
Yeah, and also we'll respond to people now.
Well, yeah, you might get me or Cyn or Rick or someone that's like Mike Light, but
no,
you know,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. As a matter of fact, I was told to do a reaction video on TikTok, but apparently it was too mean.
It was so mean.
Everyone found it really funny, though. I had so many people tell me that I didn't know how funny it was, and then
it was hilarious. But
I guess it was so mean that I had to I just took it down.
Do you still have it?
I didn't see it. Yeah, no, I want to see this thing.
Do you still have it, Mike? It was so funny.
I don't think I do. I really
But
don't.
this woman was basically trying clothes on, and she's like, "This is a medium," and he's like, "Medium?" Like it. You were making fun of that chick's weight.
Listen, she
Oh,
sucks.
Paranormal.
Oh,
I don't need to see that.
wait. I'm told
It was not paranormal.
what a reaction thing is. All right.
Well, it was, but not that kind of paranormal.
It was paranormal to me. I'll react to anything, right? So I'm just gonna say what I say. So this woman comes on, she's just yakking, and she's got like this white shirt that is literally a clown-like gumball type polka dot shirt. It's just a stupid white shirt to have. It's not. No one wears that shirt and looks appealing. You can't. It's just you don't wear that. You know. It's like when you wear like the tugboat stripe sideways. Don't do that. Like that's we know these things. Like, anyways, she's in this shirt. And she's talking, and I'm just reacting to what she's saying, and I'm not really getting into it until she goes. Like, look what I got in the mail. And she flips it quick. And she's like, and they're basically like those shirts that like squeeze every part of your life out of you.
Yeah.
To hold everything artificially in.
Yes.
And she's like, she whipped it out. She's like, oh, you know what these are? And I was like, no, I don't. And then she's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then she held it up to her neck. And when I say it came down to here, she's like, I don't know. I'm going to fit into this. And my reaction was, I don't know either. Like, that's ridiculous. That's small. Whatever that. And then she goes, and I bought a size out like they told me to. I bought a medium. And I'm like, no. And she's like, I'm going to go try that on now. And I'm just going, no. Because no. Why, no. And then she's like, look at me now. And I'm like, can you breathe? Are you going to pass out? You need help. Like, how tight is that? Like, it was so, look, it took her and made it like this. Like, you know, they wore the corsets back like in the old English days, and like those women have like the markings.
I have so much to explain to you.
It's the trick. They trick us, Mike.
Mike,
they try to trick us.
What's going to happen?
Women still do that. There's waist training that still happens. Like, women still do this to ourselves all the time.
Trying to trick us.
No, you can't breathe.
That's my point. She was trying to tell us how great it was, and I'm going, yeah, but a large would have been conforming. Like a large would have made her look better, right? A large.
You can't eat. You can't sit down.
But wait a minute. Everyone's missing my point about this. I don't understand why I was.
Free the ladies.
If you saw me with a little baby shirt, the baby gap,
what the fuck?
And it was up to here, a cutoff, wouldn't you be like, Mike, take that off? Because I would hope you would.
Yes.
And I would. And I would be like, yeah, because it doesn't fit.
Sorry.
We have to stop this podcast right now.
See,
I love you guys. Mike, say goodbye.
How is that mean? I don't know how that's mean.
I don't even know what you're talking about when we got What the hell is going on?
Oh, I know where I'm at, and I'm going with it, Rick. I'm right on this one, and it's not my fault. If you're gonna send me, you're gonna say Mike react to TikTok videos. I don't know which one to pick, and this one.
So I'm going to have to have an entire training session, and I'm going to blog about it called "Teaching a Middle-Aged Italian Man to Use TikTok."
Unfortunately, I'm a little older than middle aged now.
I was being nice.
Yeah, I'm just old.
Just being nice.
Old Italian guy. How to use TikTok?
Teaching
That'd be great, by the
old
way.
Italian. Yeah,
But,
I think
what is this?
we
Mike.
should film me teaching you to do TikTok.
You should.
I
Mike,
do what
actually.
now? I do
Don't
what now?
ever use that O word again.
What
What word?
word did he use? What did he use?
What old word did I use?
You know.
Oh,
Yeah. Don't
I don't
ever
think
say
I
it
used the word
again.
O. I play
Don't.
Scrabble all the time. I don't think I used O.
See,
Does anybody know what we're talking about now? 'Cause
No,
I have been lost
in the
since fucking
chat.
minute 3.
when they're
I don't
trying
know
to
what's
look,
going
why
on
is
anymore.
fucking balls? Like, seriously, what happened? She's going, oh. What? All right, so 4.
Oh my god.
For Sarah Paranormal. For Cyn Shrader Hill author. It's me, Mike Lepre. The King Mike Elders was legit. Paranormal brought to you by legit. PODCASTS DOTCOM podcast.com. Spell it out. We will see you again tomorrow night. I believe, oh boy, check the website, legitpodcast.com, for our schedule. It will be officially fixed as of tomorrow at 12 p.m. I'm trying that up in my head. When am I going to be able to just physically get myself